Senator Lacson, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Most of my questions will be addressed to PhilHealth. But before I proceed, I would just like to point out and correct the statement made by Secretary Duque that Sansure, which is priced, the extraction machine of Sansure, which is priced at 1,750,000 pesos compared to Kingfisher, same machine, which is priced at 4 million pesos each, is a closed system. Mali po yun. Unless he wants to respond to that, I will not belabor the point. I would just like to point that out. Anyway, may I proceed now to my questions that I would like to address to PhilHealth. Okay. Nakaanya ba si Jal Morales?
I'm here. I can hear you po, Senator Lacson. Good afternoon po, Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon,
I can
Dick.
hear you po. Good afternoon po.
Yeah. Per DOH website, yung Philippine Red Cross, marami sila na test 27,000 plus, ano? And we, in the Senate, we are proud to be associated with our distinguished colleague kasi sabi nga nila 45% ng share ng lahat ng test sa PRC compared to 4 or 5 more entities na nagko-conduct ng test. So, it's a matter of record. And I understand that this was made possible because of a memorandum of agreement between PhilHealth and the PRC. Is that correct?
That's correct po, Senator Lacson.
Well, siyempre pag mayroong MOA, meron itong serbisyo, meron itong cost. Paki-explain nga po yung nilalaman tungkol sa serbisyo at sa cost na involved dito sa MOA.
Opo. Yung background doon ng MOA, because we had to build up quickly our testing capacity because of the spike in the number of COVID cases. And the only facility that was able to do that previously was the RITM, and they got hit by a quarantine issue because their staff was affected. Now, the Philippine Red Cross, the Philippine Red Cross has a high capacity, but they needed the materials to be able to conduct the test. So this was the nature of the memorandum of agreement between PhilHealth and the Philippine Red Cross, that PhilHealth would provide the funds so that the Red Cross could conduct the testing procedure with enough capacity to meet the demands of testing initially the LGUs in the National Capital Region. This involved an advance fund of 100 million, which has been
Paki-ulit, meron kayong advance payment na 100 million pesos for services not yet rendered. So advance po ito. Para saan yung 100 million?
In my understanding po, this was used to purchase materials to conduct the test. And this was the purpose for which this advance was provided to the Philippine Red Cross.
Ay, hawak po ako ritong official receipt, ano? 100 million pesos received from PhilHealth, ano? Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. Ang particulars dito, of course, paid to Philippine Red Cross. Ang particulars to cover mobilization for the COVID-19 testing services. Ano po ibig sabihin ng mobilization? 100 million for mobilization. Para saan yung mobilization po?
I think that involves the purchase of the materials. The term mobilization is a general term, but our understanding with the Red Cross is that this would involve the identification of the testing candidates, the recording of the candidates, the collection of the specimen, the processing of the specimen, and the reports of the test conducted. This is what the 100 million is supposed to cover. And the amount per test is 3,500 per test.
Kasama po sa MOA yun, 3,500. Ito yung per testing package under the ProHap Vice. Yung ProHap Vice, for or on this occasion only. No? So specific ito. So ano po itong 100 million? Parang petty cash na ililiquidate kada magko-conduct ng test ang PRC?
Opo, ubusin ho nila yan to conduct the test, and then as covered ho in the memorandum of agreement, pag naubos ho nila yan, we will replenish that to keep it at that level.
Hanggang anong limit po nitong ibibigay yung pera sa PhilHealth? Halimbawa, natapos na yung 100 million, equivalent sa, sabi nyo per test, nakapackage sa 3,005.
Opo.
So wala na kayo re-reimburse.
Pag naubos na ho nila yan, hindi pa
Pero nag-test 100 million.
Opo. Kasi ang target ho ng Red Cross is to test the 2% of the population of the National Capital Region.
Which
So,
is mga 254,000 people, di ba?
That is correct ho. Kulang-kulang ho ng 1 billion ang kakailangan.
Okay. So kung 254,000 persons ang itetest para mag-constitute ng 2% ng population ng NCR, ang total na babayaran nyo sa PRC, 889 million pesos.
Opo, that's the approximate
So may
amount.
utang pa kayo sa PhilHealth na 789 million pesos. Kasi
Oh,
nagbigay na kayo ng 100.
They will have to liquidate ho yung inuna naming pera bago ho namin i-replenish.
Yeah, we're concerned because ang PhilHealth, alam niyo, public fund ito kailangan maingat tayo sa public fund, ano? Ang sabi ninyo, ang cost ng isang test 3,005. Meron po ako nakuhang resibo rito na kasi online ang application Ayan, 4,005 po ito Paano liquidation nito kung 3,005 ang practice ninyo, 4,500 pesos naman ang siningil ng Red Cross dito sa tao na ito. Ayan po yung BDO, cash transaction slip, na kung saan yung tao nagbayad online ng 4,500. So para saan po yung additional 1,000?
Yung 3.5 lang ho sasagutin ng PhilHealth dyan. I think yung ahead, yung beyond the 3.5, babayaran ho ng testee dahil may kailangan silang documentation. And I think this is for departing
extra. Sino magbabayad?
Hindi ho sila qualified. Hindi ho sila targeted na testee. So ito ho, bale elective nung pasyente na nagpa-test siya.
Pero nakalagay po sa inyong MOA, lahat ng PhilHealth members kasama. Pwede magpa-test sa PRC, hindi ba?
Hindi ho. Ang PhilHealth ho magbabayad. Ang mamimili ho ng itetest ay ang Philippine Red Cross, ang Department of Health, at yung mga LGUs po.
Ito po yung obligations ng PhilHealth. Paki-plus screen. Pay PRC per testing package under this agreement for all persons with PhilHealth coverage and those tested pursuant to Clause A2 above at the amount of 3,500 pesos per 1 unit of SARS-CoV-2 test. Di ba ho, under the Universal Healthcare Act, lahat na tayo miyembro ng PhilHealth. So lahat covered na ito.
Opo, but in this case itong test na ginagawa ng PRC ang usapan ho namin, sila ho ang mamimili kung sinong itetest. So, targeted testing ho yung itetest. Hindi ho lahat ng magpapatest ay sasagutin ng PhilHealth. Una-una ho dahil ina-identify ho ng LGU, DOH at PRC kung sino ho ipa-priority katulad ng mga frontline health workers at yung mga involved ho sa critical industries or services. Yun ho ang inuuna.
Medyo magulo ito, Cavalier, ano? Dahil meron din dito sa MOA na yung highly urbanized city, 5 million pesos, di ba? Sasagutin ng LGU. Pagka non-HUC, 3 million. Other municipalities, 2 million. Para saan naman yon?
Hindi ho yata lahat ng LGU. Hindi ho kasama sa MOA. Hindi ho kasama sa MOA yung amount na yon. Ito ho is only between Philippine Red Cross and PhilHealth po.
Okay. Ang nakalagay dito, ito na sa MOA, MOA between PhilHealth, I have no problem to include in the coverage all those who are endorsed or referred to the PRC by the LGUs, RITM, BJMP, and other persons referred by other government agencies like DOLE, POEA, OWA, and frontline health workers, na kailangan ng periodic testing. Pero bakit natin pa include sa coverage ng MOA yung mga tao who were directly solicited or screened by PRC to have a test? Paano yon?
I will sandali ho, tatanungin ko po yung staff.
Directly solicited by the PRC will be included in the coverage. Pakitanong nga, pakiclarify. Medyo magulo itong MOA ninyo kasi.
Our Senior Vice President, Dr. Vargas, answered. He has a better grasp of the mechanics.
Go ahead po, go ahead.
Mr. President, Senator Lacson, Dr. Vargas po. Sir, one is, yun po mga, the PRC or the Philippine Red Cross has one, meron po silang mga pasyente or in these cases, for those
Excuse me. Can you speak closer to the microphone, please?
Ito na lang to. Punta ko dito.
From PhilHealth. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and of course, Senator Lacson. I'm Dr. Vargas, Senior Vice President for Health Finance Policy for PhilHealth. First po, the PRC, still as covered by this MOA po. One, they have patients or those members of PhilHealth who are to be tested but referred to by as referred earlier by Senator Lacson, those coming from the government, LGU and all those as written. And again, there are also patients who are directly being provided for by the PRC, these services, those who are actually coming po from their, they have this kasi sir na parang contact center na meron pong mga doon po konsulta once these patients are now, they are seen directly by the PRC. And the PRC are also the ones doing the assessment, the diagnostics, the swabbing, and all being tested, again, following the DOH. So yun po yung mga dumadaan or diretsong pumupunta na pasyente sa PRC. There are those naman po na mga patients coming from, example, LGU, but the LGUs are the ones who are doing the assessment, the swabbing, and the samples collected are now transported to the PRC for the testing. So yun po yung directly solicited or screened by the PRC, yun po yung mga direct patients na pumupunta sa kanila. But again, sila po, yes.
Excuse me, your director for finance.
Yes, sir.
Are to pay 3,500 or 4,500 directly to Red Cross, and those are not reimbursable.
Sir, the 3,500 po, all those which are under or following the DOH protocols or guidelines of who are supposed to be covered by the expanded targeted testing, dapat po yun ay hindi nababayadan, walang sisingilin kasi po covered siya ng MOA. However, there are those patients na hindi po covered nung ating identified for the expanded testing. Katulad po halimbawa ng mga, for example, for employment. So yun pong mga yon sinisingil ng PRC directly kasi hindi po namin siya i-reimburse. Kasi nga po hindi sila covered nung
Pero
DOH expanded.
may coverage sila ng PhilHealth kasi under the Universal Healthcare Act nga, lahat ng Pilipino covered na ng PhilHealth. So, paano mo sila na-discriminate?
Tama naman po, Mr. President, Senator Lacson, tama naman po. However, ang guidelines po ngayon na sinusunod natin for reimbursement are those provided by the DOH protocols and expanded mass testing po. Expanded targeted mass testing. And
Okay,
identified po doon, sir.
Clarify further, ano ibig sabihin ng expanded testing as against those na within the DOH protocol na kailangan matest?
Yes, sir. Doon po sa DOH Department Memorandum 0180, yun po yung guidelines on the expanded mass testing. Doon po naka-identify, Mr. President, Senator, yun po covered or kung sino yung mga dapat po na ma-cover for this testing. Yun po yung sa ngayon na sinusunod natin po. For example po, those who have been exposed. Tapos po ay may mga subgroups po na in-identify din like patients or healthcare workers with severe or critical symptoms with relevant history or travel. May subgroup B po, may subgroup C, may subgroup D na yun po yung naka-identify for this testing po. And nakalagay din po sa general guidelines that indiscriminate testing beyond close contacts of a confirmed case, COVID-19 is not recommended. So sa ngayon po, ito po yung sinusunod natin as a guideline for payment.
Senator, Mr.
Yes,
President, the main reason for this selective testing is because we have a limited capacity for test. Hindi pa ho kaya ng capacity natin i-test ng buong population natin. Kaya pinipili ho yung mga test, kung sino iti-test. At ang namimili ho dito, yung Red Cross, yung Department of Health, at yung ibang ahensya ho na nakipag-direktang frontline nag-implement nitong testing strategy.
Okay. Kung wala dito sa subgroup A, B, C, and D, what happens to a PhilHealth member who wants to be tested by PRC pero hindi siya nagpo-fall under any of the subgroups? Will it be entertained by PRC?
Will it be? Yes, will be.
Entertained or accommodated?
He will be entertained pero hindi sasagutin yung cost ng test.
Hindi sagot ng PhilHealth yung kanilang ibabayad. Hindi re-reimburse.
Kung yung testo ay elective ng pasyente.
Protection clause yan?
Well, because of the limited number of testing available, selective ang application ng free testing at this point.
Paano magre-register dyan sa apat na subgroups na yan? Paano malalaman na yung taong gusto magpa-test, pasok dyan at hindi pasok? Sino magde-determine nun?
Sir, kaya po dumadaan, sir, dun sa services ng clinical assessment. And kung kaya't din po, upon the clinical assessment, meron pong pinifill upon the interview ng pong case investigation form na doon po nakalagay, especially yung pong mga history ng pasyente at ang gumagawa din po nito at the moment would be the doctors po. Meron pong case investigation form and that will be part also of the documents that will have to be submitted to PhilHealth as part of its of the liquidation po.
Teka muna, so subgroup A ako, critical na ako, severe na. Magpipill up ako ng form para makasipot ako at masama doon sa libre na i-reimburse ng PhilHealth. Pero lahat na mag-a-apply sa PhilHealth, magbabayad muna ng 3,500.
Sir, sir, technically po dito sa ating MOA, with the PRC, hindi na po dapat sisingilin if they fall dito po sa mga expanded mass testing clientele natin because ang PhilHealth na nga po ang magbabayad ng 3.5.
Okay.
May I add po, Senator Lacson, Mr. President? If the patient is diagnosed with COVID-19, it will fall under the case rate. And if he's admitted before April 15, PhilHealth will pay at cost the hospitalization expenses of the patient. And after April,
Post April 15 kasi alam ko naman na before hanggang April 15 sagot lahat ng PhilHealth, but after April 15 may pronouncement ng PhilHealth na hindi na sasagutin. But let's limit our discussion dito sa MOA between PhilHealth and kasi unique po ito dahil unang-una naka-advance. So hindi ba parang na-discriminate yung ibang health units, no, hospitals? Although we must admit na talaga mas mura yung sa PRC kasi kalahati 8,000 plus yung sa mga ospital na iba, sa PRC kalahati ang presyo. And we should be thankful to PRC. Ang concern ko lang dito, government fund itong ginagamit natin at kailangan maging maingat tayo. Bakit in advance na natin, hindi pa na-render yung serbisyo? Doon lang po ako may problema. At pagkatapos noon, magbabayad pa yung magpapatest, saka papipila uli sa PhilHealth para magpa-reimburse. Paano po yun? Hindi ko ma-reconcile
Hindi na po.
Sir, can I answer?
Sige, Charlie. Okay, go.
Sir, actually, sir, we are part of the MOA. Kasi sir, ang ano sir natin, we have a problem with the OFW and also with the NCR. We need to test more or less 30,000 of PUIs and PUMs with the NCR and also more or less 30,000 of OFWs. The target of this MOA are the two targets, which is the OFW seafarers and also the overseas returning, because we fear that there will be a second wave if we will not take care of the OFWs, because they are coming from a very tinatawag natin highly affected COVID cases, especially in Spain, Italy, and also in US. So basically the target of this MOA with PRC are the LGUs of NCR, considering that the NCR is the epicenter of the COVID, and considering that the RITM suspended its operation during those time, we have no ito po talaga po ang naano namin na talaga pong yung dalawang target namin po na yun kailangan na po natin, because it's a battle of time. Secondly, if we will allow walk-ins to be reimbursed in this MOA, baka sir na mangyayari po sir, marami po mag-walk-in and the funds will be depleted. Rest assured sir na yung pera nito na ginagamit natin sa sir is po sir yan, kasi talagang nakikita ko po talaga na talagang iniisa-isa po yung lahat ng mga gastusin ng PRC. Considering that ang PRC, ang donations po na binigay lang ng private sector is only the machines. Yung consumables po, kailangan po mapalitan yan para at least hindi po hindi po matenga pagka nawalan po ng consumables. So he has to advance the consumables abroad so that the time na matapos po yung 30,000, meron na po siyang consumables as a replacement. This is some sort of management of the supply chain. If we will not advance, the supply chain will be broken.
Yeah, Charlie, I understand yung limitation, na hindi talaga lahat may cover. Pero ang discrimination, medyo apparent ito Dahil lahat tayo dapat covered ng PhilHealth. Ngayon, merong screening na mangyayari. I understand yung ibang mga private entities like yung ibang OFWs, parang yung employers nila yung dapat sasagot. Ganun ba?
Sir, ganun sir ang inano-sir natin na at least yung local manning agency and also OWA, partly sumasagot din po kasi nakita natin overwhelming po yun, hindi kaya po talaga sa 100 million considering yung tinest po natin more or less 29,000 yung 100 million po na ano na cash advance po natin nakain na po yun, sir eh. So hindi naman po tayo nagdi-discriminate because we want to target yung ano eh yung sector or yung tinatawag na mga tao na dapat nating i-test. Yung nag-walk-in po is kung for example ako po nag-walk-in din po ako, nagbayad din po ako kasi tutusin I'm not targeted because I know pwede naman po ako magpaano eh yung ibang tao pwede po magpatingin sa ibang hospital kasi ang ano po namin kasi yung Philippine Red Cross, we want to dedicate the Philippine Red Cross to the current situation that we are in, the influx of the OFWs at saka yung 30,000 po na dapat po na PUIs and PUMs, yung mga tinatawag nating spreaders. So yun po ang inano po namin sa strategy. That's why we partly ano po sa MOA po nito.
Pero Charlie, mouthpiece lang ako dito ha. Yung mga tinatanong ko mostly are coming from people who want to be clarified tungkol din sa MOA kasi yung iba nagbayad, hindi naman sila maka-reimburse. Ngayon, nagtatanong nga sila, paano bang proseso rito? Now, mabutit na articulate natin itong pag-uusap tungkol sa MOA dahil mayroong iba nagkakaroon ng false hopes na pag pumunta sila sa PRC, libre because of the MOA dahil nagbayad na nga yung PhilHealth in advance ng 100 million at magbabayad pa uli ng 789 million pesos dahil para ma-cover lahat yung 254,000 people constituting or representing 2% of Metro Manilans, hindi ba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agree po, sir. Yes, sir.
Hanggang ngayon, medyo malabo pa sa akin kung paano talaga yung prosesong susundin at hindi ko masasagot yung mga nagpatanong sa akin ng mga tanong na tinatanong ko sa inyo. So,
sir,
yun, may subgroups pero halimbawa nga na pasok ka dyan o hindi ka pasok sa subgroup pero actually medyo sa contact tracing na-expose ka at wala ka namang 3,500. Anong laban mo?
Sir? Sir, if I may po, sorry po.
Yeah, Vince. Sige.
Senator, opo. If I may lang po, no, just to...
We're not finding fault here. First, ang concern kong unang-una, PhilHealth funds ito eh. Pangalawa, para lang maliwanagan ng mga kababayan natin, sino talaga yung pwedeng pumunta na hindi magbabayad online? Kasi ito nga, halimbawa, hindi ko na sabihin ang pangalan nito, pero driver ito eh. Gusto niya magpa-test kasi may nararamdaman. Pinagbayad siya ng 3,500. Ang sabi pa nga sa kanya, kung gusto mo makakuha ng certificate, magbabayad ka ng 500 pesos additional. Kaya naging 4,500 eh.
Sir?
Let's go ahead, Secretary Vince.
Opo, sir, just to add lang po dun sa sinabi po ni Secretary Galvez. Unang-una po, sir, yung pong tama po yung computation natin, Senator, dun sa tatargetin natin sa NCR, no? Mga roughly, mga 200 plus thousand. Pero hindi naman po automatic po na sa Red Cross lang po lahat ng iyon, Senator, kasi marami din pong ngayon, lalo na po na nag-i-expand na po yung ating laboratory capacity, marami din pong pwedeng mga laboratorio na pwedeng dalhan ng ating mga LGUs. So basically, kaya nga po revolving po ito. So as nagagamit po yung funds based on the actual test conducted and based on other documents such as the CIF, nagagamit po yung mga pondong yon. Pero ang mga LGUs po, they can go to other private hospitals, they can go to RITM, they can go to San Lazaro, and other labs po, no? So hindi po automatic ang ibig ko sabihin na sa Red Cross po lahat ang mapupunta yung mga specimen na ito at itetest ng Red Cross. Ikalawa po, gusto ko lang pong magdagdag dun sa sinabi ni Sec. Charlie. Kunwari po, just as an example, kami po ni Secretary Galvez, nagpa-test po kami sa Red Cross, no? I think 2 weeks ago. Nag-walk-in po kami kasi po nag-usap po kami at tingin namin for the sake of our families, siguro po para makampante, kailangan po kami magpa-test. Pero wala po sa amin na pumasok dun sa 4 na kategory na pinakita po kanina sa screen. Kaya po kami po ay nagbayad po nung required amount, no, yung 4,000 pesos if I'm not mistaken, no? Kasi hindi naman po kami humingi ng certificate. Ngayon po, kung kunyari po yung na-mention nyo po, sir, na contact trace po, pero asymptomatic siya, actually papasok po siya, sir, sa subgroup D. Yung pong asymptomatic close contact
Correct.
or with a history of travel. In fact po, yung ating mga OFWs, lahat po ng pumapasok sa Pilipinas ngayon, sa subgroup D po lahat sila pumapasok. So, pasok po sila at libre po yung kanilang test na 3-5 based na rin po dun sa PhilHealth circular na lumabas na up to 8,000 nga po ang pwedeng i-reimburse ng PhilHealth for COVID PCR testing. Yun lang po, Senator, just to add to that lang po yung kay Sec. Charlie. Salamat po.
Before anything else, Senator Lito Lapid is giving up 2 minutes of his time to Senator Lacson to pursue this matter. But before that, the Senate doctors would like to ask PhilHealth. And they said that the PhilHealth covers the PCR test at first instance to patients. However, if the patient or the patient will turn out positive, the cost in the second test after 14 days will already be shouldered by the patient. This is what happened to the employees here in the Senate. So that have been the employees that have been required to have a repeat PCR test after coming out positive in the first swab. Why can't the PhilHealth cover both the cost of the swab tests? That is their question.
Covered po.
Thank you, Mr. President. To our knowledge, the second test should also be covered by PhilHealth. We'd like to know the administering facility that
Bakit siningil nga yung mga empleyado ng Senado?
may we know yung administering facility? I think this was the clinic that set up.
We will ask for the list and we will submit it to you. We'll ask the Senate clinic for the list of those patients who were asked to pay for the second time. Yeah. Senator Lacson, you may continue for 2 minutes more out of Senator Lapid's time.
Yeah, Cavalier, Jake, what will you replenish yung 100 million?
Opo, when and if the Philippine Red Cross submits the liquidation, we will replenish, so depende sa level ng
Pag naubos na 100 million, pag na-liquidate,
ang usapan ho namin, dahil mabilis yung dating ng mga itetest, yung recent ho, we already replenished equivalent to 11,000 tests, equivalent to 41 million. So hindi pa ho na i-liquidate yung total amount, pero meron na silang liquidating instrument. So ni-replenish na rin namin 41 million. Sumunod dun sa 100 million.
ano po ang treatment? Alam mo, government agency, Bureau of Immigration, gusto nila kasi kung magba-back to work, alam mo, full-time na yung hindi na skeletal, ano, or even skeletal, back to work. Gusto nila ngayon magpa-test kasi ang choice nila is PRC. Anong procedure? Halimbawa ni Commissioner Morente, anong gagawin niya? Kanino makipag-ugnayan? Kanino magbabayad kung may babayaran? At paano masasama niya sa 4 na subgroups? Saan sila pupunta?
In that case, so, kung pre-return to work, hindi ho i-cover ng PRC dahil hindi ho covered ng contract namin with ng MOA with between PhilHealth and PRC.
So magbabayad sila sa PRC. Mag-apply
Opo,
sila. And then magbabayad sila online. Kung individual yung mga members nila who could fall under any of the 4 subgroups, mag-apply sila individually.
Opo. If they fall within these 4 subgroups, they will have to apply individually.
And gusto lang i-clarify uli yung point na ni-raise kanina nung aming Senate Doctor through the Senate President. Maski yung second test, libre pa rin yan after quarantine.
Claims for multiple tests. Ibig sabihin, kung yung second test to ay positive pa rin, Pati yung third test until magne-negative ho siya, sasagutin ho ng PhilHealth.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Kasi sabi nga ng Senate Doctor namin, para nagbayad na ba, Mr. Senate President? Nagbayad na po eh. Paano yun? Siningil sila eh. So, i-reimburse na.
They can reimburse ho with PhilHealth for as long as they keep the receipt.
They can file
For as long as
directly.
they fall under any of the subgroups.
Yes.
Opo.
The record.
Opo.
Anyway, thank you for the clarification. As I'd like to reiterate, mouthpiece lang ako rito. These are questions coming from people who are confused, ano? Magbabayad pa sila kasi mag-a-apply ka online, kailangan magbayad ka na agad ng online. As I showed to you, yung receipt na binayad doon sa isang bangko. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
May I add, Mr. President?
Mr. President?
We will publish a guidelines to clarify this issue as who can qualify to free COVID-19 testing under the PRC. So the public will be informed.